Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rulla Alani, and today we won't be talking about dating. Instead, we will be talking about something that has to do more with spirituality and the subconscious, and that is dreams. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I started remembering almost all of my dreams. So in the past, I was someone who would remember my dream every now and then, but it was really difficult for me to remember the entire dream. Sometimes I would have little glimpses here and there, or just certain moments or people in the dream that I remember, but now I can literally remember my dreams from start to finish vividly. So first I want to talk about dreams, what they are, and why we would even want to remember our dreams, and then I will be getting into the tips to help you guys remember your dreams. So first off, I just want to talk about dreams. There are so many theories surrounding dreams and what the purpose of dreaming is. And a lot of scientists have come to the conclusion that dreams help us store memories. They actually help us consolidate short-term memories versus long-term memories. And so dreaming is very important because it helps us store information, and it also helps us understand our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. This time when we're sleeping, when our body is kind of making sense of all of these things that we experience on a day-to-day basis. And while we sleep, when we're dreaming, this is our brain's chance to kind of make sense of everything, to process everything, to integrate everything into our memories. And so dreams are very important because in a sense, they connect us to the subconscious. They connect us to the parts of ourselves that are not very apparent at a conscious level. So dreams can be very therapeutic, they can be very healing because they can tell us about feelings that we have in our subconscious, they can tell us about memories that we are currently trying to store, and they can really help us understand ourself better. Dreams can bring us closer to our true self, and it can also help us expand our intuition. It can help us feel more in tuned and more aligned, and there are just a plethora of benefits when it comes to remembering our dreams. Other studies have shown that remembering our dreams is a sign that we're getting good sleep, because obviously you only dream when you are in the REM phase of sleep, and this sleep can only be achieved at a deep level of sleep. So sometimes you could sleep for 8, 9, 10 hours, but you still don't enter that REM state. So that can prevent you from having dreams, which means that your body is not really processing the information at the rate that it should. So dreaming is also just a good sign health-wise because it tells you that your body is integrating the information that it needs to. So I truly believe that having a sort of relationship to your dreams can truly help expand your awareness, your knowledge, and just your sense of healing and your sense of peace. Dreams are kind of the road to self-discovery. I truly believe that if you can find out anything about yourself, it's through your experiences, through your interactions, through how people perceive you, but it's also through your dreams, because your dreams show you parts of your deepest self that are not even present on a day-to-day basis, but are hidden beneath the surface. So I think dreams are really important because they connect us to this higher self. They connect us to this deep innate soul that resides inside of us. Forget horoscopes, forget, psychic readings and all that. Your dreams cannot be replicated. No one else in the earth has the same dream as you. So I think that dreams are so unique and so personal and so intimate. Now I want to read you guys this little excerpt from this article that I pulled up, which is awesome. It talks about dreaming and why some people remember their dreams more than others, and it turns out that it has to do with something called white matter. So if you guys don't really have a background in biology, the brain consists of both gray matter and white matter, and I feel like this article article makes a really good distinction between the two. Gray matter makes up about half of our brains, while white matter makes up the other half. If you think of a brain as a computer, gray matter would represent the information processing systems, and white matter would act as the cables that connect these different components together, allowing brain communication to flow. So as you guys can see, the white matter is truly important because it acts as the connector. The gray matter is doing all the processing, but the white matter is the one that integrates this information with other parts of the brain. So it really helps bring the components together and connect them. So this research team found that people who frequently remember dreams have more white matter in a region of the brain known as the medial prefrontal cortex, which is a brain region linked with processing information about oneself. This finding is yet another piece of evidence that shows brain connectivity is somehow important in dream recall. But having more white matter may not just help you remember your dreams, it may also promote dream creation. So it's kind of like this feedback loop is what it sounds like, because having more white matter not only allows you to have more dreams, it allows you to remember more dreams, and it allows you to have more connections in your brain. Now I want to get into the top tips that helped me remember almost all of my dreams. So the first tip is to put your phone on Do Not Disturb at least 30 minutes before sleeping. So iPhones make it super easy nowadays. They even have a sleep schedule where your phone, even the lighting will dim and will change, and they will prevent all notifications from coming through. I personally have my sleep schedule set all week. I absolutely love it, and it is time for me. I think all of us need to make space for personal time offline, because nowadays our lives are so intertwined with the digital world that there really is no separation between personal time, just us, and time on a device. So really be intentional and make sure that you are not just on your phone all the way up until the night right before you sleep, because that really is going to prevent you from having dreams and from remembering dreams. So try to just get more in a natural, peaceful state, and you can achieve that by putting your phone aside, you know, having more of a dim lit environment and just being. And this brings me to point number 2, which I highly recommend reading right before bed. This has become a habit of mine. I absolutely love it. And nowadays, instead of scrolling for the last 30 minutes or hour before bed, I pick up a book and I read it, and I absolutely love it, because not only does it prime my body for sleep, because now my body associates reading with the last step before bed, but it also allows like my creative juices to flow and for me to kind of let go and to enter a new world. Whether I'm reading a novel or even a nonfiction, it really helps me to retain the information and to be fully immersed, because I am just reading. I'm not bombarded with all these other distractions, which tend to be more common if I'm trying to read in the middle of the day, you know, when other people might be watching TV around me, or there's other distractions that are going to take me away from that act. So I really try to make my nights very sacred, and that involves me not using my phone, as well as reading a book right before bed. Now, the third thing I'm telling you, when I was first starting this journey of remembering my dreams, this was the first thing I tried, and it was the most effective thing ever. A lot of people talk about like putting a watch on when you sleep so you know that you're in the dream state or something like that. But for me, this was a game changer, and it was having the affirmation, I will remember my dream. I will remember my dream, and thinking that to yourself before you sleep. I know it sounds crazy. But think about it. Your thoughts have an energetic frequency, and if you are just telling the world, I'm not going to remember my dreams, I never remember my dreams, I never get good sleep, that action is going to be played out in your life over and over and over. So start telling yourself a new story. This is how new things take place in life is when we finally step outside of our comfort zone, and instead of accepting the story that we've been telling ourselves all our life, we finally step out of that. And for me, that was one of those things, because I always thought, I rarely remember my dreams. I barely remember my dreams. I never have dreams. And so I stopped telling myself that story, and I created a new narrative, which is, I will remember my dream. I will remember my dream. And you are going to say this to yourself. You don't need to say it out loud. You can just think it to yourself, but truly have that intention as you are falling asleep. And this is really going to help prime yourself to not only dream, but to actively remember your dream as you are dreaming. Number 4 is something that I know most people are not going to be able to do, but even if you can do this once a week or twice a week, it makes all the difference. And this is, do not set an alarm. A lot of us have to set alarms, right? We have places to be, we have jobs, we need to be somewhere at a certain time, so I completely understand it. It's not that easy to just not set an alarm, but if you are able to, if you're on vacation, if you have the weekend off, do not set an alarm. This is one of the number 1 ways you are going to retain your dream, right? Because if we are just waking up to an alarm, the first thing that we hear is that alarm, and we are completely taken out of the dream state, and it makes it really hard for us to recall those memories. The best way to remember your dream is when you naturally wake up with just your body's natural circadian rhythm when it's supposed to wake up. So along with not setting the alarm, number 5 is to, when you wake up, don't just get right up, look at your phone, go to the restroom, brush your teeth, start your day. Staying in your bed and not jumping out of bed and just keeping your eyes closed is going to help you, because you are going to be in the same environment, the same mentality, the same mindset where you experience the dream, and it's going to be much easier to recall that information because it's still fresh in your mind. So you want to stay in the same environment where you had the dream in order to retain that information. Last but not least is rule number 6, which is, once you have laid in bed and thought about the dream and it's still fresh in your mind, the first thing you're going to do when you get out of bed is write the dream down in a journal. Write as much as you can, write the date, write how you felt, write if there was anyone you recognized in there. Just write the dream down as if it is a story. And oh my God, you guys, I started doing this. It was insane. Like, when I first started this journey of trying to remember my dreams, I was remembering maybe a dream every week, maybe 2 dreams a week. Soon as I started implementing all 6 of these tips that I've shared, I was remembering my dream almost every single night. I'm talking like 6 out of 7 nights a week, I would remember them. And not only when I was going to bed at night, but even when I would take a nap during the day, I would remember that dream as well. So these tips truly do work. Try your best to implement them all at once. Your dreams are going to help you discover more about yourself, about your personality, about your fears, your weaknesses, your strengths, and all the things that make you you. So I find it beautiful. I find it so interesting. And now I have an entire collection of dreams that I have had. And wow, going through this and reading some of these stories is so enlightening, is so powerful. It's so amazing how much we experience in the dream world and how much of it is wasted, because a lot of us just wake up and live our day and forget all about it. But I truly think that there's so much to be learned while we are dreaming, and having a dream journal and doing all these things have truly helped me become a better person, understand myself more, and just make sense of all the different events and experiences that I've had in my life. So I would love to get your guys' feedback in the comments. Do you guys remember your dreams? Do you have a dream journal? Do you do any of these things already? What do you think dreams can help us discover about ourselves? I feel like dreams are just so interesting interesting, and I think the research is still very fresh and new and not so advanced. And I'm curious to find out decades from now what scientists are going to discover about dreams and if it's going to help them piece together human behavior and consciousness and all of these crazy things. So as you guys can see, I am very into this topic. I was actually a biology major in college, and I feel like not only am I interested in like the physical realm of science, but I'm so interested in the spiritual side of science in terms of like our soul and our consciousness and how all these things just work together to make us who we are. So if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have not already subscribed, then definitely subscribe. What are you waiting for? Let me know if there's any other topics that you'd like me to discuss in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys, each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!